Hi, my name is Tomas Guevara, and this is the channel Rewritten the Reality. Join us in this journey to increase our awareness to understand how we create our reality. Subscribe to this channel now. In today's episode 39, we are going to clarify all the distortions regarding the actions of mediumship. The official description is mediumship refers to the purported ability of certain individuals, known as mediums, to communicate with spirits or entities from the afterlife or other realms. Mediums claim to act as intermediaries between the living and the deceased, relaying messages, information, or guidance from the spirit world to the living. Mediumship has been a subject of fascination and belief in many cultures and societies throughout history. It is often associated with practices like seances, where a group of people gather to attempt communication with spirits, and the use of tools like Ouija boards or pendulums to facilitate contact. There are different forms of mediumship, including 1. Mental mediumship. This involves the medium receiving messages from spirits and then relaying those messages to the living. These messages can come in the form of thoughts, emotions, images, or even auditory sensations. 2. Physical mediumship. Physical mediumship involves more tangible and observable phenomena, such as objects moving or levitating, materializations of spirits, and other physical manifestations that are believed to be caused by spirit activity. 3. Trance mediumship. In trance mediumship, the medium enters an altered state of consciousness, often described as a trance, during which they allow a spirit entity to take temporary control of their body and communicate through them. For channeling, while not always considered the same as traditional mediumship, channeling involves a person allowing themselves to be a vessel for the transmission of wisdom, guidance, or information from non-physical entities, often with the intention of personal growth and spiritual insight. It's important to note that beliefs in mediumship and the spirit world vary widely among individuals and cultures. Skeptics view mediumship as a result of psychological or cognitive factors such as suggestion, cold reading, gathering information from the person being read and making it appear as if it came from spirits, and the power of suggestion. Scientific research on mediumship has been mixed, with some studies suggesting that mediums are able to provide accurate and specific information that they could not have known through normal means, while others attribute the results to chance or vague statements that can be interpreted in various ways. Overall, mediumship remains a topic of debate and exploration, encompassing both deeply held beliefs and skepticism within different circles. Let's now explain that real mediumship is as mentioned in point number 3. Called the trance mediumship. This is the one that I have experienced within my life. First with my Aunt Albertina, who was born in April 23, 1919 and died in February 2, 2002, then I read a lot about Edgar Cayce, born on March 18, 1877 and died January 3, 1945. He was an American attributed clairvoyant who claimed to speak from his higher self while in a trance-like state. His words were recorded by his friend, Al Lane, his wife, Gertrude Evans, and later by his secretary, Gladys Davis Turner. During the sessions, Cayce would answer questions on a variety of subjects such as healing, reincarnation, dreams, the afterlife, past lives, nutrition, Atlantis, and future events. Cayce, a devout Christian and Sunday school teacher, said that his readings came from his subconscious mind exploring the dream realm, where he said all minds were timelessly connected. Cayce founded a non-profit organization, the Association for Research and Enlightenment, to record and facilitate the study of his channeling and to run a hospital. Cayce is known as the Sleeping Prophet. Religious scholars and thinkers, such as author Michael York, consider Cayce the founder and a principal source of many characteristic beliefs of the New Age movement. In his case, I don't know if he was doing a mediumship or only channeling. The only thing that I can say is he was real. After channeling, he never remembered anything of what he said under the trance. The third was the famous Dorothy Jane Roberts, born on May 8, 1929, died on September 5, 1984. She was an American author, poet, psychic, and spirit medium, who channeled a personality who called himself Seth. Her publication of the Seth texts, known as the Seth material, established her as one of the preeminent figures in the world of paranormal phenomena. Known only as Janet Robert, and for her exchange of energy with Seth, who by the way was able to dictate many books to Jane Robert's husband, Robert Butts. She, like my aunt and Kay's, never remembered anything of the information they forwarded. Recently I have interacted with Elias, an essence that gives us information using his exchange of energy with Mary Ennis. There are other people who claim that they are doing channeling, like this guy named Daryanka. He assures us that he gets the information from an extraterrestrial called Bashar. The extraterrestrials are from another dimensions. I have watched a few interviews of this Bashar done by Alex Ferrari in his podcast New Level Soul. I have watched other videos of him on his website. This Daryanka is not doing a mediumship, nor a channeling. He can talk to himself, or more accurately, to his essence. Unfortunately, most of the information that he is getting from his essence is being distortionated by his own beliefs. That happens because he is allowing his brain to interact with the information and translate this information. In real mediumship and channeling, the brain is let out of the equation on purpose. This is done to avoid the distortions associated with the beliefs of the living person that interacts in the exchange of energy. Now let me explain that depending on the beliefs of the epoch, most beings that are helping us to remember our divinity need to act cautiously. For example, Kays used the term higher self and subconscious mind. In the 1930s and 40s, Seth used all that is. From 1963 to 1984, when referring to God. Bashar uses the term, the source, from 1983 until now. Elias uses the creating universal one and whole, from 1995 until now. Jesus Chris used the term my father. All the terms mean the same, and for me, the universal consciousness. Elias coined the phrase Swiss cheese people to identify what our psychology identifies as narcissistic personality disorder. But generally speaking, Swiss cheese people are intelligent, they are creative, but they are dissatisfied with the appearance of their own life, that their own life isn't sensational enough. It isn't special, it isn't spectacular enough. Therefore, they create an overlay to their reality in which they create additions to it. And in that, those additions will be much more dramatic and sensational or important. I can assure it that this Daryanka is a Swiss cheese person. I will dare to say a hypocrite. In episode 36, I talked about empathic sense. Since I saw this guy Darry, I knew that he was a Swiss cheese person, because I used my empathic sense with him. Now let's get into one of the distortions of this supposed extraterrestrial named Bashar. In the first episode, I explained the nature of time. Because time is simultaneous and all our lives are occurring at the same time, karma is not true. The concept of karma given by this Bashar is erroneous. According to him, the word karma comes from the Sanskrit language and means action. Karma means that you are out of alignment with your true purpose. And once you recognize that, and you bring you back into alignment, you erase your karma. That is the stupidest thing that I have ever heard. But there are other distortions. He talks about the unconscious mind, something that I clarified in episode 29, about near-death experiences and reincarnation, and he is completely wrong. At the same time, he talks about everything is conscious, so if everything is conscious then nothing can be unconscious. These are only beliefs like I have explained many times. Because I estimate that what he is supposedly channeling contains about 30% of distortions, my recommendation is to beware of people like Daryl, Probably they are only interested in making money profiting from your naiveness and desire to be more aware of how we construct our reality. That is why it will be an excellent idea to subscribe to this channel. Our next episode is about Jane, Robert, and Seth, or real mediumship. Don't think twice, do it now.